I said late last week that I believe the Democratic primary race is down to two candidates. Those candidates are Bernard Sanders and Joseph Biden. The numbers show you that we now have Joe Biden polling 28.7 in an average of recent polls. Bernie right there polling 24.3 in an average of recent polls. Far back in third place is Elizabeth Warren at 15. So I don't really think anybody else has a shot at the nomination here. I don't think Buttigieg has a shot at the nomination. I don't believe Andrew Yang has a shot. I don't think Klobuchar has a shot. I don't think Tulsi has a shot. I don't think Steyer has a shot. And I don't really think Michael Bloomberg has a shot either. But I actually can put together a path to the nomination for Bloomberg that I simply can't for the other people that I listed. So let's talk about Michael Bloomberg a little bit here. Bloomberg has accelerated to fourth place. Okay, he entered this race very late. He spent an insane, ungodly amount of money to buy his way into fourth place, averaging almost 8% now. Okay, Pete Buttigieg has been campaigning who the hell knows how long at this point, and he's going nowhere. He's just been stuck. And Michael Bloomberg has almost caught up to Pete Buttigieg already. And I see a path for Michael Bloomberg. Now, I want to be clear. I know there will be people who are furious. They're going to misunderstand me. I'm not supporting Michael Bloomberg. I'm not voting for Michael Bloomberg in the primary. I don't think that Michael Bloomberg winning the primary is likely, but I've identified a path where I do think Bloomberg's shot is being underestimated by the polling that we see. And I think that he will end up doing better than a lot of people predict. This is merely because he's pouring money in. Like, that's all this is. He's just buying his way in. And he's being strategic about where he pours that money in. The way that the polls are going between Bernie and Biden, Bernie Sanders may well win a number of those early primary states. That'll deflate Joe Biden's campaign. Let's take a look at some of the polling. When we look at Iowa now, Bernie has taken the lead quite decisively. When we look at New Hampshire, the second state to vote, Bernie is also ahead there. Biden is fighting more for second place with Pete than for first place. Then you will have in Nevada either a split between Bernie and Biden, or one or the other will win a little bit, but it'll be close, so they'll get a similar number of delegates. And then the fourth primary in South Carolina will almost certainly go to Biden by a bigger margin. Biden's been way ahead in South Carolina for a while. So imagine that after the first four primaries, we have a graphic up on the screen with the first four primaries, the number of delegates in each state. Remember, as long as you get 15%, you get a share of the delegates based on current polling. So if Bernie wins the first three or the first two, and it's sort of a split in Nevada, and then Biden wins. In any case, if you look at an average of recent polling, you could have some Bernie wins with a bigger win by Biden in South Carolina. And you could end up with, for example, 39 delegates to Biden and 31 to Bernie, or something close to that. Now, after each primary, Bloomberg will concentrate his spending more and more on the March 3rd Super Tuesday states. The idea, of course, getting to the 15% threshold in some key states, including California. That looks tough. Bloomberg's only polling 6 in California, but there's a bunch of states on Super Tuesday. And if Bloomberg, based on how effective it's been to spread his money around so far, if Bloomberg concentrates another 100 million, or who knows how much, 200 million, 300 million in those Super Tuesday states, we could get to Super Tuesday and Bloomberg pulls a bunch of delegates. He could be in actually a reasonable third place position if he keeps climbing in the polls merely at the rate he's been climbing so far. If Biden and Bernie keep trading off, if Biden looks increasingly tired and slow, you could see a case made by the establishment on March 4th that Bloomberg seems as viable as Biden, Bloomberg has more momentum than Biden, and Bloomberg has way more cash than Biden. You could see the establishment get behind Michael Bloomberg, and then it's anybody's question what happens next. Now, all the caveats, I'm not rooting for this scenario. I don't believe this is the most likely scenario. I don't believe this is a good scenario for the country. This is just that I think Michael Bloomberg is more viable than those who say any day now Yang will start winning all the primaries, or people who say Buttigieg, who has been even for 4 months, any day now he's going to come and take leads and win some primaries. or Tulsi any second. You'll see she'll win Iowa and New Hampshire, and then it's off to the races. No, Bloomberg has been steadily rising in proportion to the amount of money that he pours in. If he concentrates the money in Super Tuesday states, he could come out of Super Tuesday with some delegates, some momentum, and possibly move the establishment behind him and away from Biden. Again, meant to deny Bernie Sanders the nomination. Let me know what you think. It's a possible path. Not saying it's likely. It's possible. It's more likely that Bloomberg is the nominee than Buttigieg or Yang or Tulsi are the nominees. Let me put it that way.